Morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we're in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Ojibwa, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. I'll introduce the members of the panel. I guess everyone is via Zoom. We have Mr. Marcel Larendeau, Mr. Bill Moretsky. My name is Stu McPherson. I'll be chairing the hearing. Representing the City of Winnipeg Assessment Taxation Department is Mr. Jamie Fougere, and the hearing secretary is Mr. Stephen Lund. We'll be hearing applications for the revision of the business assessment role in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act and the City of Winnipeg Charter. The matters for which revision is requested has been described in each application. We'll limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony. Anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Please be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council. It's independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I'll confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed following the swearing in. We'll then have assessor's testimony followed by questions the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they so wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave, and the process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You'll receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. Just as information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We'll be hearing items 2 through 8 on our docket today. Mr. Lund, would you please affirm the assessor and the applicant's testimony?
Mr. Fougere, please state your full name.
Jamie Fougere.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And Mr. Collins, if you would please stand. Please state your full name.
Derek Collins.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. So the first property we're dealing with is 112 Osborne, and you're here representing that property, Mr. Collins, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And it's the amount of the annual rental value that you're disputing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you haven't been to a hearing before, but you've been sort of familiarized with the process that we're going through?
Absolutely not. It's my first time. A little bit nervous, but
okay. No.
I think I'll be okay.
Just relax. It's a very informal process. We'll hear the evidence from the assessor, and then you can question any of that you wish to do so. And then we'll hear your evidence, and likewise, there could be questioning on that. Okay. So we'll proceed then with 112 Osborne. So Mr. Fougere, when you're ready, we'll hear your evidence, please.
Sure. So the first property that we're dealing with is 112 Osborne Street. This is the Osborne Tap House. The business assessment ID is 56484. And I actually have a recommendation to reduce the assessment. Unfortunately, I had not had the opportunity to discuss with Mr. Collins. My recommendation would be to reduce the overall assessment from $106,500 down to $85,560 for the ARV.
Would
and
you
this,
just tell us what that's based on, please?
for sure. So this is based on the actual rent that's in place and was in place at the time of the reference date, which is April 1st, 2021. So the lease that we have here, I believe they began in a single unit and then expanded as well into 118 Osborne Street. At the reference date, they were in 112 only, and the lease started September 2020. So we're comfortable using $15 a square foot. The second unit came in at a similar figure as well when that was signed, but that I believe is post-reference. But the overall area is 4,891 square feet. If you see on the brief that I have, the reported area again only counts the single unit that was there at the time. So just to summarize, the recommendation is to a value of $85,560.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, are you in agreement with the revised value?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or concerns from the panel? Mr. Larendal?
None at all.
Thank you. Mr. Moretsky?
I do not know.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll take that under advisement. And Mr. Collins, unless you wanted to present anything further, we'll go with the assessor's recommendation on this property, if you're in agreement with that.
No, I think we're all good.
Okay, thank you very much for appearing today. And you'll receive the order by registered mail in due course.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you all, and thank you for taking care of small businesses.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome to have a good day. I'll confirm you very quickly. Mr. Applicant, please state your full name.
Ryan Oliveros.
Do you affirm that the information you will give us this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Morning, Mr. Oliveros.
Good morning.
You're here representing the businesses from items 3 through 8, and it's the amount of the annual rental value we're dealing with today. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. So we'll just deal with them in order. So the first property we will deal with will be 397 William. When you're ready, Mr. Fougere, let's hear your evidence, please.
So as you mentioned, the address is 397 William Avenue. This is Young's Trading. It's a grocery store here. And the business assessment ID is 36905. And so the area that we have is split over 2 premises. The first 11,443 square feet is the main floor, and the second is 8,105 square feet, and that's the basement. And that's where the majority, I think, of the sort of overstock or the stock, I should say, for the grocery store is. And so we have a recommendation. I had a chance to speak with Ryan briefly this morning. And so for this property, we're looking for $11 on the main floor and $5 on the basement plus occupancy costs. However, I will note for the basement, there is no heat or air conditioning in terms of the occupancy costs. So the original assessed value was $221,220, and we're proposing to reduce it to $207,660.
207660.
Correct.
Thank you. Mr. Oliveros, are you in agreement with the recommendation?
Yes, we accept the recommendation, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Questions or concerns? Mr. Larendo?
I'll leave it alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Moretsky?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. So nothing further than Mr. Oliveros regarding this property?
Nothing further.
Thank you. We can move on then to the item 4, 115 Maryland, when you're ready, Mr. Assessor.
So I'll be brief with this property because, and I'll let Mr. Oliveros speak to it, but I believe he may be seeking confirmation on the value here. The address is 115 Maryland Street. This is a AM food fair. The business assessment ID is 22903. The assessed value that we have is $1169 on this property. The premise area is 6,200 square feet. And you can see our comparables below, which are predominantly smaller grocery stores. The first few here, the larger ones, represent a cross-section of the larger grocery stores with leases signed closer to the reference date. And those below represent both a variety of larger retail and then a few at the end represent either smaller grocery stores or Dollarama, like discount retail, basically. So the original assessed value totals $87,960.
Thank you. Mr. Oliveros, did you have questions regarding the assessor's evidence?
No questions, Mr. Chair, and the assessor is correct. We are just seeking confirmation of the assessment. We're just awaiting further instructions from our client.
Thank you. Mr. Larendo, questions or concerns?
No questions, no concerns.
Thank you. Mr. Moretsky?
I just have one regarding the computations on your brief. The subject bid is the annual rent value, the column on the right, should be the sum of the base ARV and total occupancy costs. Is that correct?
With rounding, that is correct.
Okay, so it's $18 out, just so you know.
Right. Yeah. That will be common looking at these.
Yeah, I noticed that the other briefs have the same issue each time.
Right. There's with our system, the rounding is a little bit convoluted to explain, but basically it follows a procedure. Rounding first, I believe the base rent, and then it takes into account the occupancy costs, and then it does a final rounding, which is to the nearest 5 or 0, so it can round up or down. So on occasion, you may find it very difficult to calculate the precise figure as it may appear in our briefs. maybe I'll just leave it at that. But I can assure you that discrepancies of that sort are accurate still, if that makes sense.
And Mr. Moretsky, just to add to Mr. Fuger's comments there, we do follow the same procedure as the assessment department as well when rounding our figures.
Yeah, I understand the rounding of the figures. The final figure, I guess I still don't understand why you can't adjust the base ARV to reflect the rounded number. What does the base ARV also have to have a certain criteria to it in terms of divisible by or something like that?
It does have to be divisible by 12, Mr. Moretsky.
Base ARV or just the overall ARV?
Annual rental value has to be.
Yeah, the annual rental value has to be. Does the base ARV have to be?
I'll let the assessor speak to that.
For the purposes of the brief, this is sort of the result of our system. First we have the modeled rents, and you see the rate at $11.69, and then the occupancy costs get added. The way that it's formatted here in our brief, not showing any rounding for the base ARV until the annual rental value, the final column on the right-hand side. This is also a result of taking our system that generates the business assessment, and with the assistance of IT at the city, they've together, our department and IT have come up with this process to produce this business assessment report. The process at which the rounding happens is hardwired into our system, and then the process in which our briefs are produced are also sort of hardwired. We could manually change each brief, but we've opted to go with how it looks here in terms of where the rounding happens. But I hear your point, and it is one that when you begin to discuss it, it can get confusing. And I do have a calculator. I do have a business assessment calculator that follows the rounding that our system uses. And should that be of any interest to the panel, I could try to provide that at some point.
Well, I don't know. I guess it's just me that has an issue with it. It's a brief. It's a report that the public is supposed to see, and those numbers should add up properly, in my opinion. But
is it safe to say, excuse me, Mr. Fougere, that all properties are dealt with using the same formula? So all
correct.
Business assessments are done the same way.
Correct. So it is equitable in that sense. But in terms of accessibility to the general public, the point is understood that basic math within the brief, you would hope that it would calculate as you would expect. So I recognize that point.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Mr. Oliveris, nothing further to add on 115 Maryland?
Nothing further. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So we can now deal with 905 Portage Avenue when you're ready, Mr. Fougere.
Sure. So the address, as you say, is 905 Portage Avenue. The business name is AM Food Fair. The business assessment ID is 35500. And we have three premises here. The main floor with an original assessed rental rate of $13.27. And then we have the basement area with an assessed rate of $1.66. And then a mezzanine space of 500 square feet with an assessed rental rate of $4.41. Those figures are before the occupancy costs are added. And so the original assessment is $181,380. And we're proposing a reduction to, just bringing it up here, $177,840.
177,840.
Correct.
Thank you. And can you just tell us what that's based on?
That's based on a review of previous assessments as well as market information, market rental rates for smaller grocery stores, as well as sort of discount retail stores.
So is there a revised overall rate per square foot that you're proposing?
Don't have the overall rate per square foot, but I can tell you in terms of the areas, if that's helpful. So I'm proposing $12 on the main floor, $2.50 on the basement, and $5 on the mezzanine space. And that is all, those are rates before the occupancy costs.
The last one, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the mezzanine.
$5 on the mezzanine.
So
I'm going to have a question after that.
you're proposing the main floor go from $13.27 down to $12.
Correct.
And then the second floor is going up from $1.66 to $2.
Sorry, basement to $2.50. Correct.
Okay. So the basement's going from $1.66 up to $2.50, and then the mezzanine is going up from $4.41 to $5.
That's exactly correct.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Oliveros, are you in agreement with the verbal recommendation?
So we are accepting this pending our client's approval. I do just want to run by this offer with them. But we did just reach. I did just reach this agreement with Mr. Fougere this morning, so I wasn't able to run this value past them. But at this time, we are accepting contingent on their approval.
So, but you won't be receiving approval prior to us doing our deliberation and making our decision.
We will not know.
Thank you.
I do have a question, Stu.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Larendel.
Your recommendation, is it using the model, or did you manually do it?
It is through discussions, and it is what we would call an override, if you would.
So the override, you decided on just bringing up the last two and dropping the other one down by a bit.
Correct.
Is there a reason why we would have brought the other ones up? I'm not understanding.
Just through discussions with Mr. Oliveros, reviewing his figures, we've accepted what he had proposed for the basement and the mezzanine, and overall, as well, looking at the overall rent that's generated, because you can look at it, more than one way in terms of these sort of additional areas that are not typically reported in a lease or broken out in a lease, but any given space, if they have the benefit of a basement, where they have 8,000 square feet where they can store their products, and they have things like conveyor belts, or even in some cases a small elevator to bring goods up and down, that we do recognize that as sort of contributing to the overall desirability of that rental unit in comparison to properties that don't have that. So how you decide to allocate rental value to those areas, there isn't a lot of clear information in the market. So I think overall, judging the space in terms of size and comparing it to smaller grocery stores that are in the city, or in our case as well, discount retail stores, I believe that this is a fair approach to do it. At the end of the day, we're looking at an overall number. So I am less concerned with the particular allocation, more as sort of the end result. And as I say, with all of these, I've looked at the previous assessments, as well as the market information that we've come across. And so I had taken the position that the allocations that Mr. Oliveros had attributed to the basement and the mezzanine were fair. And I would suggest that $1.66 is on the low side. And that also comes from some knowledge of the description in our system of the basement floor. So I'm not sure if that helped clarify or not.
Well, clear as mud now.
Anything further, Mr. Larendel?
No, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to drag it any further.
Thank you. Mr. Moretsky?
No, I don't. Just to let the assessor know that I did run through the numbers, and they do add up to what you had there.
Yeah, thank you. Just clarification for me, Mr. Fougere, on the occupancy costs for the mezzanine. It's $1 a foot for heat, electricity, water, and air conditioning?
Yes, that is just looking here. Just be a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're using the $2.50 overall of the combined occupancy costs on the 500 square feet.
Okay, so the chart here with the occupancy cost isn't really accurate then, with the 500, 500, 500, 500.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm sorry. That's the area. The 500, 500, 500. That's
okay.
Right.
Okay, so on all of that, but so there's occupancy costs and all of that, and that's the $12.50.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, the presentation of the briefs, the way that they are represented here may not be clear and may add confusion, and I do apologize for that.
No, that makes sense. It was my error there. Thank you. So, Mr. Oliveris, was there anything further you wanted to add on 905 Portage?
No, nothing further, and I would agree with Mr. Fougère's comments on how we would apply the rates for the basement space and the mezzanine. So just to add to that, we are in agreement with how those rents would be arrived at.
I thank you for that. So we can move on to item number 661 Wall. When you're ready, Mr. Fougère.
Sure. So the address 661 Wall Street. The business name is Long and McQuaid Musical Instruments. The business assessment ID is 40330. And so here the original assessed rental rate per square foot was $13.63. And again, here I've consulted previous assessments. In this case, previous agreement from 2020, and then looked at the market information available. And we're prepared to offer a rate of $12 a square foot plus occupancy costs on the 12,267 square feet. And that arrives at a final ARV of 177,900.
Mr. Chair, could I just ask one fast question?
Yes, you may.
You haven't been putting the file number in. Is there a reason for that, Jamie?
No reason specifically. I'm happy to read the file number at right at the get-go. Sorry, I didn't catch the last.
I thought we were supposed to read it on, but that's fine.
Okay. And for this one here, the file number is 22-4374.
Okay, and the original annual rental value was $197,880.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Oliveris, questions regarding this property?
No questions, and we're in agreement with the assessor's recommendation to raise the assessed value to 177,900.
Thank you. Mr. Larndo, now anything further?
No, I'm done.
Thank you. Mr. Moretsky?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
And I'm fine too, thank you. So we can move on. 247 Lilac. And
So-
you have a written recommendation on this one, Mr. Fougère?
Correct.
Okay, so if you proceed with your evidence, please.
Sure. So the file number is 22-4199. The address is 247 Lilac Street. This is another food fair grocery store. Unfortunately, we don't have the name populated in the field there. I'm not sure why that is. The business assessment ID is 21666, and the original assessed value is $68,040. And then we are recommending that we reduce the assessment to $64,680. And for information purposes, that's using $12 a square foot plus $2.50 for the occupancy costs.
Thank you. Mr. Oliveros, are you in agreement with the recommendation?
We are in agreement, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Questions or concerns, Mr. Larendel,
None, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Maretsky?
None, thank you.
Thank you. We can move on to item number 8. 693 Taylor, Unit 4. When you're ready, Mr. Assessor.
Sure. So the last one here. The last one here is file number 22-4819, and this is address A-693 Taylor Avenue. This is Cassay Furniture. The business assessment ID is 18158. And so we have two premises here. We have the main floor and the basement. Main floor is 16,025 square feet. The basement area is 5,750 square feet. And the original assessed rental rate before occupancy costs on the main floor is $11.55, and on the basement $3.99. And we do have a recommendation to reduce the value here as well, and that is based on an adjustment. I'm sorry, these are the adjusted figures here as they appear in my brief. It would take me a couple minutes, but I can retrieve the original rental rates here. But the original assessed value overall is $296,340, and our recommendation actually appears in sort of the middle section of my brief. Again, that $11.55 for the main and $3.99 for the basement, which totals with occupancy costs to $262,500. And again, the original the original ARV on the property is $296,340, and that's using an overall rate of $13.61. But that does include, to make things confusing, that does include the occupancy cost. So I'm just deducting that here. So the original assessment had an overall blended rental rate between the main floor and the basement before occupancy costs of $11.11. And then we're using $11.55 on the main and $3.99 on the basement in our recommendation.
Was this?
I apologize for the sort of convoluted route to explain it here.
Right. Now, was this brief provided to the applicant prior to the hearing?
Correct.
So is this to be considered an actual recommendation versus a verbal one?
Yeah, you could consider this a written recommendation effectively.
Mr. Oliveros, you're aware of this recommendation. Are you in agreement with it?
Yes, we are in agreement with the recommendation, and in my evidence, I did just have a one-pager there stating that we were aware of the recommendation before today's hearing.
Thank you. Questions or concerns? Mr. Maretsky?
No, I do not.
Thank you. Mr. Larendel?
No, I do not, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Any desire for a summation on all of the properties, Mr. Assessor?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Oliveros?
No summation, and thank you, Mr. Fougere, for reaching out to me this morning regarding this docket.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've dealt with all of your properties, Mr. Oliveris. You're free to go. I think we're going to take a 5-minute break, Mr. Lund. So if you could put us in camera just for a short discussion, please. Thank you. I'll call the hearing back to order. Item number one on our docket today, 709 Cordon Unit 4. We'll be adjourning that due to illness, and therefore we've dealt with all the items on our docket, number 2 through 8, and the hearing is now adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Assessor.